This is I will show to you how we receive the manifest form from the concessionaires. Where our mobile trucks coming in, the first step they have to do is to have logbook in our security guard. The security guard will have to present a logbook for them to have the time. They have to put the time, and they have to sign the logbook. After they have the log to the guard, they have to show to us the dislodging form. The dislodging form came from our main office with the control number inspection, and then our technician receives the dislodging form and check on the volume and how much they have taken from the residences. There are 2 copies of dislodging form, 1 copy for the plant and 1 copy for the main office. And this copy, we have to put in record. We have the daily record, and then our monthly record. Then we have a daily summary for the volume. We have 3 technicians. Then the other 6 is for the construction and maintenance. Then the 6, 9, 10 is for housekeeping. And the monitoring permits, I am a PCO, but they hired outside PCO. And I do the reports, and the hired PCO will only sign that form for submission.
We're here now at the receiving station where the treatment starts. After getting into the plant and have the manifest filled up, the truck driver brings in the truck here, and this is dislodged at the receiving station.
Great.
You're gonna see that also later.
Another bring it out.
He said so that the bottle that we clean, no declagging, no clogging in the lobby.
to do the maintenance of this, every now and then, in a period of roughly, especially if it's been used for over 1.5 years, you need to measure the depth of the sludge deposited at the bottom. Because once it's about a third of the height filled up, you need to get the sludge deposited and send this to the drying bed. At my back are the sludge drying bed, we call it. This receives the sludge deposited from the anaerobic pond, and as well as some of the grit and sand that was taken out from the receiving area. As you can see, this tank actually consists of layers of gravel and sand. Down at the bottom, there's an under drain, a perforated ones, running across at the middle. So the filtrate, meaning the water that part of the slurry is sent back to the anaerobic pond, while the sludge is let alone to be dried using natural means the sunshine. But for rainy places, we can put some transparent roofing so it will not be affected during rainy days. This is a portion of the sludge that has been stored here for a while, and this is relatively like soil. Once it's already stabilized, it doesn't smell, and storing it for quite some time, and you can make use of it as a good soil conditioner. I remember also we have there are also corn planters here. We need to place them. As I was talking a while ago, they're using the vacuum pump of the truck to siphon the sludge of the deposited in this tank. And every now and then they need to clean also the popple, because scum and sludge gets to be deposited in those areas. Right at my back is the second stage anaerobic pond, but 2 more tanks will be very close to the facultative pond, which I'm going to talk about. The anaerobic ponds, to a little backgrounder, is about 3 meters deep. The difference in the facultative pond, this is around 1.5 to 2 meters. So you can see the difference. In the anaerobic pond, we don't allow much of the sunlight getting in through, while in the facultative pond, we allow much of the sunlight so that the algae can, through symbiotic relationship with the bacteria that digested the organics and the carbon dioxide, they get to produce through photosynthetic action oxygen, while the bacteria down beneath needs the oxygen, and they get to multiply and do the stabilization. So the facultative pond is a bit bigger than the anaerobic pond. And to do maintenance of this, as you can see from the background, part of this is trimming the grasses, especially if you're not lined with concrete as this one, and some of the roots gets into the tank and possibly cause entry of rodents as well. Compared to the anaerobic pond, this is less frequently dislodged, 5 years to 10 years, but that depends on the loading. This is a subsurface planted gravel filter. What it meant is that actually liquid is flowing from that end leading to the outfall. It's just beneath the gravel surface. The good thing about this is you don't have much growth of mosquitoes, and the flowers adds up also to the beauty of the site. In many places, they're using reed beds, cattails, and some other plants that gets to introduce oxygen through the root system. And to do maintenance of this, every so often you need to take out those died leaves. You need to clean it up. And once it started to be a little clogged up, you can also flush it out by raising the water level at the outlet. In such manner, the water level goes up, so much of the solids or the dirt can be taken out and be captured towards the end. So normally you get around 10 or lower milligram per liter of BOD if you have a tertiary filter in your plant towards the end. You might notice that there are bubbles in between. Back then, many years ago, when we were designing the concept of this one, actually there's another pond supposed to be built in here. But initially we're talking of doing disinfection naturally, everything. But then taking out that pond, I decided to put one chlorination contact tank. This will give us an assurance that somehow if there's are still left microbes or infectious liquid getting out, a chlorine can be injected either using liquid or pellet type. Exposing it for 15 to 30 minutes contact time, this will surely take out the bugs. The overflow from the gravel filter goes to the wetland. This wetland simulates natural environment of the pond where there's also a liquid component on top of the surface. This also serves as like an aerated pond, no aeration, but because this is very shallow, the wind action causes introduction of oxygen. They intentionally made it beautiful and they put landscaping around the area. And this also cleans further the liquid already filtered from the planted gravel filter. You probably noticed that plenty of trees are planted all over the area. This adds up to the beauty of the place. This also gets to capture the carbon dioxide and some of the methane that evaporates in the air. And this serves as a buffer also from the neighboring houses so as not to be offended of the odor. Right now, I'm taking a sample of the treated water that comes out from the facility. You might notice that this is kind of greenish, but it's actually clear. Reason for this is the algae fermentation, pigmentation. But it doesn't smell, and this has the quality of around less than 10 BOD milligram per liter. And this is good enough for cleaning, washing the lawn or irrigation system, and even for flushing toilets. So when it reaches the river body of water, it will not affect the marine, the animals living in the area.
Good afternoon. I am Kathleen Jean Almeida, and I am the Physical Chem Analyst of the Water District, Dumaguete City Water District Laboratory. So this is our physical chemistry room, which we analyze the BOD, the COD, TDS, TSS, especially for our own products and effluent of our city septage treatment plant. And of course, we also analyze heavy metals like mercury, copper, lead, zinc, arsenic, and cadmium. And also, we analyze using our UVB spectrometer for our iron, sulfate, and nitrate. And we also analyze using the titration method for our hardness of the water. For our wetland, is 12.16 ppm.
So good afternoon, everyone. I am Cherise Christy Paling. I am the laboratory head, and so I welcome you all to our laboratory. So we are a multi-service facility laboratory. We are the first DOH accredited laboratory in Negros Oriental, and so we monitor our wells, our 17 wells monthly for microbiological analysis and annually for physicochemical analysis. Here in our laboratory, we employ 3 different kinds of method: the multiple tube fermentation technique, the membrane filtration technique, and also we have the chromogenic substrate test.
Now, in the multiple tube fermentation technique, there are 5 tubes here. Now, a 30 ml sample is being put in here with the medium, the desired medium. Then it's being incubated in the incubator after 24 hours. If there's changes in the color, because there's an indicator included in the sample and the medium, it changes in color, it indicates bacterial presence.